NBA 2K rating recap for December 2nd, 2026. 10 games to rifle through. San Antonio, they moved to 25-9 on the year with a 123-113 win over the Pacers, despite the absence of Victor Wembanyama. He's currently day-to-day with his knee injury. De'Aaron Fox had 24 to lead the way. Stephon Castle, 19, 8, and 8. Dylan Harper, 22 points. They got really good play from the guards in this game. Julian Champagnie followed up his 36-point explosion with 11 threes against the Knicks, with 9 points on 2 of 11 from 3 to sort of balance himself out. Harrison Barnes likewise struggled with the shot, 5 points on 1 of 7 from the field, so the guards definitely carried the way here. Luke Kornet got the start in this one for Wemby. He had 9 points, 3 for 3 from the field. The Pacers, they are an NBA worst 6-29. They lost their 11th in a row this year. But some bright spots for them. Micah Potter started this game at center. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 8 from 3. Played 28 minutes. I did bump him from a 70 up to a 74 overall, plus 3 for him. A career game for him. He's currently on a non-guaranteed deal, but seems likely to hold on to the 15th roster spot in Indiana. Decisions on contracts being guaranteed are going to be made at the end of the week. The Pacers have cycled through a lot of guys at this point for that 15th slot between Wiseman, Robinson, Earl, Matthews. They've shuffled through some two-way guys as well. Ethan Thompson coming in. Pascal Siakam, 23, 9, and 5 for him in this one. Andrew Nembhard with the 19, 6, and 6. Aaron Nesmith returned to the starting lineup, 9 points, fouled out in 29 minutes. And Ben Mathurin hit more or less a low point for his season, 2 points in 20 minutes, 1 of 6 from the field, 5 fouls. I'm going to try to knock out the rest of the Pacers over the next couple days. I do have all of their ratings basically done from last year, from when they made their finals run. They've just been so bad this year that I haven't really prioritized them at all. Let's head on over to Washington, where they're starting to gain some headway on Indiana in the standings. They moved to 9-24 on the season, 119-99, blowing out the Brooklyn Nets. The Wizards are 6-4 in their last 10 games, won 4 of their last 5, second 2-game winning streak for them. Justin Champagnie led the way with 20 points off the bench, 9 of 12 from the field. So his brother was off, but he's really making a name for himself in Washington this year. Clear path for him with Cam Whitmore sidelined. They no longer have to split minutes, so he's starting to come on a little bit. Alex Sarr, 19 points, 4 blocks for him. He's starting to pick things up defensively since returning from injury a couple games ago. Brooklyn Nets, they dropped to 10-22. Demon and Mann were both back in the lineup. Let me actually fix that. But Michael Porter Jr. was still out due to illness. Cam Thomas also missed this game. The Nets are 0-6 without Michael Porter Jr. this season, so you can definitely tell like the offense just completely falls apart without him. Danny Wolf got another start. He this time at power forward rather than shooting guard. He had 11 points in this one. Noah Clowney, though, was 2 of 13. Probably relies a little bit on Michael Porter Jr. You know, they need some gravity on the court in order to get these guys open for threes. And Sharp, Mann, Zaire Williams, Drake Powell, they all led the team with 14 points each. So yeah, there's just not enough offense to get the win against the Wizards. Cleveland Cavaliers, they moved to 20-16. They're on a 3-game winning streak since struggling a little bit last week. 113-108 for them over the Nuggets. Donovan Mitchell, 33 points. Darius Garland, 18 and 8. DeAndre Hunter made his return to the lineup, had 16 points. Dean Wade and Sam Merrill were both out for this one. Denver, they dropped to 23 and 11. They did win against the Raptors last week in their last game, but you know, not having Jokic or really most of their starters, you know, it's going to be tough for them most nights, I think. De'Aaron Holmes got the start at center, but he didn't do a ton. 3 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. 6 assists is probably a season high or career high I should say. Was 1 for 6 from the field, though, in 24 minutes. Zeke Naji got the backup center minutes behind him. Season high 13 points for him, 3 of 6 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line, 5 assists, 0 assists. I'm sorry, 5 rebounds, 0 assists, 24 minutes. So the two of those guys combining for 16, 11, and 6, which, is just not Nikola Jokic. So they're gonna really struggle if they're only going to get that kind of line from 48 minutes at the center position. Jamal Murray, 34 points, 12 of 28 shooting, though, 6 of 12 on threes. He's going to do everything he can offensively, but it's going to be a struggle for him. Peyton Watson, 21 points. He's really stepped up. I do need to, again, I've said this for the last couple weeks, I need to get his rating up. I'm going to do that as soon as I get off this video. Jalen Pickett remained with the starters, starting at the two next to Jamal Murray. He had 9 points, 4 or 5 from the field, 19 minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr., he was actually active again, came off the bench in this one to kind of stagger. If they don't have him on the second unit, then they don't have any scoring, so they need to stagger him and Jamal Murray. So he had 15 points off the bench. Nuggets are right now in third place in the West, but that could change very quickly. They need Christian Braun and Aaron Gordon to come back from injury this month ASAP. The Atlanta Hawks, they moved to 17-19 with a 111-99 victory over the Knicks. Trae Young was out for his third straight game. Hawks are now 2-8 with him, 15-11 without him. So yeah, he has not made a difference in the win column at all for them. Jalen Johnson triple-doubled again, 18, 10, and 11. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's been very effective as a starter this year, 23 points. Onyeka Okongwu, 23 points as a starter. Kristaps Porzingis, again, came off the bench, but wasn't as effective in this one as he was in the last game. 4 points on 1 of 8 shooting in 17 minutes. I'm going to be looking for ways to drop his rating down to probably like an 80 overall over the coming days. He's still effective on the court, stats-wise and everything. It's just he can't play a high number of minutes, so like I've already tanked his intangibles. His 82 overall is just, because of how effective he still is on the court. But like he's only shooting 36% from 3 this year compared to like 41% last year. So this is something, again, as he builds out his sample, I'm going to be able to drop him a little bit every single day. New York Knicks, they dropped to 23-11 on the year. Cat, Mitchell Robinson, they're both out with injury. So Ariel Hukporti got the start, and he had his career night. 8 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks, 28 minutes. All of those were career highs. So I did bump his rating up to 73 overall, plus 1. Miles McBride got the start at the 2. Essentially taking the place of Mohamed Diawara, which more or less happened in the last game, where Diawara only played 6 minutes and was like subbed out very quickly in the third quarter in favor of McBride. McBride was 4 of 14 from the field in this one, but he does other things besides shoot the ball. Jalen Brunson, 24 points. OG had 19 and 10. Mikal Bridges, 18 points, but yeah, just a little too much. A little too banged up in the front court, especially. Josh Hart is going to miss another week with his sprained ankle. So yeah, they are currently a little small and patchworky at the moment. Chicago, they moved to 17-17 on the year, back to 500, 121-114 over the Magic. Big win for them. They've been winning games since Josh Giddey and Kobe White went down. Modest Buzelis led the way with 21, 9, and 7 at small forward, his natural position. Jalen Smith, he got the start at the 4, 11 and 10 for him. Vooch, 17 and 10. Kevin Huerter added 20 points off the bench. Patrick Williams had 15 off the bench in 23 minutes, 1 short of his season high. The bench overall outscored Orlando 57-27, 17 points for Ayo Dosunmu. So they've gotten great contributions from like their top 10 guys this year. Bulls are, even with the injuries, they are able to still be productive without some key players. Magic, they dropped to 19-16. Paolo Banchero, 31, 6 and 6. Anthony Black had 18. Jalen Suggs had 11. But again, left this game after 20 minutes with a knee strain. He just can't seem to stay healthy. We'll see if he has to miss any further time, Magic do have a little bit of good news as Jeff Turner, their color commentator, announced during the broadcast that Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner, both Wagner brothers, would be back within the next week. So great news for them, especially if Jalen Suggs is going to be sidelined. They definitely need somebody to fill the offensive void, and certainly both Wagner brothers are capable of doing that. The Bucks, they moved to 15-20 on the year, another win over the Hornets. Very close game, 122 to 121. Giannis with 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 11 of 18 from the field, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. So they needed every single last one of those to go in. Had the game-winning alley-oop in this one as well on a play that he drew up. Ryan Rollins, 29 points, 8 assists, 11 of 13 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3. He's been really good since Giannis came back. Bobby Portis had 20 points off the bench. Kyle Kuzma finally showed some life, 18 points off the bench. KPJ had 10 points, 10 assists. Miles Turner, only 1 point in 22 minutes, so can't have everything in a game, right? Hornets, they dropped to 11-23. No Musa Diabate in this game. So damn, the Hornets were shorthanded, and still the Bucks barely beat them. Hornets really ran small in this one. PJ Hall was the starter, but didn't play in crunch time. Obviously, he's on a two-way. 4 points, 8 rebounds, 19 minutes. Tijon Salon and Zion Williams were the backup centers in this one. Miles Bridges, he came back, had 25 points. Konkanippel, 26. Again, I always chuckle. They seem to always have like very similar point totals in the games they play. Brandon Miller, he had 19. LaMelo, 12 points. 4 of 12 from the field, was a -9. Efficiency just hasn't been there this year. Colin Sexton was a +10 comparatively in this game with 16 points. Second unit has given a boost to Charlotte this year, much in part due to Sexton. Portland, they moved to 15-20 on the season with a 122-109 win over the Pelicans. Denny Avdia doing what he does, 34-7 and 11. Shaden Sharp had 23. Tamani Kamara with 14. Donovan Clingan, another double-double, 11 and 15. Caleb Love with 22 points off the bench. He's more or less settled into the six-man role. I got to get that rating up. A couple players that I gotta get to this weekend that I have been saying that I was going to. Finally, the holiday season is over. I'm gonna have some time. I'm gonna get out of work earlier than I otherwise was, so that should give me like an extra hour each day. Which, like lately, I've been like doing half of the write-up and then knocking out and then having to finish the write-up in the morning and then getting to recording later in the day. Where if I can knock out all of my notes for the games and then go to bed and record in the morning, that gives me more time to actually focus on edits and stuff prior to actually recording. Some of that stuff, like what I especially don't like to edit players when I'm like half asleep because it's just bad for data entry purposes. I don't want to. I hate making typos or I just try to give as complete work as I possibly can anytime I do dedicate myself to this. So that's why a lot of the rating update content has been light over the last month. It's just because I'm getting out of work later than I normally would. So that should hopefully rectify itself in January. We get back to a normal editing and content schedule. The Pelicans, they dropped to 8-28 on the year. Basically, everybody was hurt for this one except for Zion. Murphy, Derek Queen, Sadiq Bey, they all sat this one out. Jose Alvarado did return from his suspension, and Yves Missi came back from injury as well. Jordan Poole resumed a starting role in this one with we get Kevon Looney out of there. Bryce McGowan's basically started at the 3 in this one, so they were pretty. Oops, sorry, wrong. Go to vitals. Gotta deactivate the forced non-starter. That should fix things. Nope. All right, I just gotta apply it to Looney. Yeah, good enough. All right. Zion had 35 points in this one. Jordan Poole, he started and had 16, but yeah, not the basically Zion and some dudes, unfortunately. So not enough against the Blazers. Zion has been playing a pretty underrated season, I would say, for him. Obviously, the Pelicans aren't playing for much, but individually, I think he's having a pretty good year. We'll see if he ends up getting traded at the deadline, or during the offseason, what the Pelicans' direction is moving forward. Phoenix, they not a ton of notes for this game. They kind of are what they are at this point. They moved to 20-14, 129 to 102 over the Kings. Devin Booker added 33 to lead the way. Keegan Murray had 23 points to lead the way in Sacramento. They dropped to 8-27. They're the second worst team in the league, I believe. I just don't know. Keegan Murray's been starting at the 3, but I don't want to change anybody's position yet, just because Zach LaVine's currently still sidelined. They just need to trade some of these players, get rid of this glut. It's so awful to really look at. Malik Monk was a DNP CD. I did adjust the overall ratings for Keon Ellis and Malik Monk just by using the intangibles thing. I realized that that's something I probably should have done 2 weeks ago, if not more. So yeah, that's again when I'm well rested, I'm able to give better focus to my work. Oklahoma, they moved to 30-5 on the year, first team to 30 wins, 131 to 94 over the Warriors. Shea 30 points, Chet 15-15 with 4 blocks, Jalen Williams only 12 points, 6 assists. I dropped him from an 89 overall, or to an 89 overall, -2 for him, only 53 true shooting percentage on the year. So I did drop a bunch of his shooting ratings: layup, close, mid, and 3. He's only 30% from 3 this year, while taking 2 fewer than last season. And he's only 49% on his 2s. He's at 55% for his career, so definitely feeling the effects of the wrist injury that he had surgery on over the offseason. Warriors, they basically punted this game. No Curry, Butler, or Green. So that was their starting lineup was as such. Guy Santos, this is not, they lost by 37 to the Thunder, and that's basically the expected result when you're going to run out that team against one of the best teams that we've ever seen in the NBA. So expected result. And let's finish off with Lakers Grizzlies. They moved to 21-11 on the season. Luka 34. I'm sorry, with the 128-121 victory over the Grizz. Luka 34 6-8 for him. LeBron 31 9-6. When those guys are both clicking, they're usually going to win games. Jake LaRavia was able to replace Austin Reeves' scoring by adding 21 points in the starting lineup. He was filling in for Rui Hachimura. Lakers, not the greatest defense this year, but they were able to withstand the Grizz in this one. They did trounce the starting lineup, but the second unit for the Grizz did claw them back into the game. Jaren Jackson Jr. Led the starters with 25 points, 12 of 15 from the field, so he had an effective game. John Morant was also, he was fine, 16 points, 11 assists, but Colin Coward and Jalen Wells really didn't do much. 4 points, combined 11 points on 4 of 21 from the field, so they really shot the starting lineup out of it. KCP led the bench with 20 points, a rare game where he was actually on and the other two were off, as he's been mired in a pretty miserable shooting season. But 20 points for him. Santi Aldama had 15 off the bench. Christian Coloco got the start at the 5 once again. Jock Landale had 14. G.G. Jackson had 12. So a lot of guys on the bench in double figures, kept the game honest. We've got 8 games on Saturday, so a lot of NBA basketball going to be played over the next, really the whole month or so. So lots that we're going to have to talk about this year. Let me know in the comments if there's anybody that I need to prioritize and get to. I named a few key players today. I'm going to see if I can knock those guys out. Let's see if we have any interesting games being played today, since this video was a little short. We've got Minnie and Miami going on right now, Philly and New York, Atlanta, Toronto, Chicago, Charlotte, Portland, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Utah, Golden State. I'm sure all those guys will. Oh God, it's the double. The Warriors punted this game, and I'm sure the Jazz are going to punt this one as well. The teams that. Oh God, I hope they fix tanking in the NBA. Like some of the stuff is so like comical. And then Boston and LA, that should actually be a really good one since the Clippers are on a 6-game winning streak and the Celtics have been playing at a very high level this year. Awesome. All right, I'll see you guys later tonight. Peace out. Happy New Year.